Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodle 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 doo. Subscribe if you're interested. First snow of the season. Can you see it? It's in my beard. Hey, it was the first snowfall of the season, so I thought, how about we sort of celebrate that by ranking Christmas movies. We're getting close to Christmas, and during the entire month of December, we pull movies from Christmas movies from an advent calendar and then watch one of those each day. So I thought, since I don't do really rankings during that time period, how about I lead up to that time with some rankings. So I got my Christmas collection right over here beside me in a Christmas tote, red and green. Let's get to picking 3 Christmas movies and then rank them based on whatever criteria comes up. Whatever criteria we come up with. There's one, and I'm pretty sure I've seen every single one of these. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. Wow, okay. So, starting off with Holiday Inn, right here. This is one of my stepmom's favorite movies of all time. I remember her talking about it a lot. I think she liked Bing Crosby a lot. Also, this is a 2-for-1 deal here, because we also have Going My Way, which is a Best Picture winner, also starring Bing Crosby. The reason I have this is because this is my Best Picture collection right here, and I was trying to own all of those movies, and a part of that was me needing to buy Going My Way. So I bought Going My Way on Amazon. This is years ago, like over 15 years ago, probably 15 years ago. Bought Going My Way, and they sent me this, which was different than the image they showed, and I was like, hey, you can't send me this. I want the one that's in the picture. I need Going My Way on its own. It's very important that this happens. So they let me keep this, and then they sent me the right one, and now I have 2 Going My Ways. But that's not the one we are here to talk about. We're here to talk about Holiday Inn. I remember seeing, oh wait, Holiday Inn. Darn it. Have I seen Holiday Inn? I'm thinking White Christmas. Holiday Inn is one of my stepmom's favorite movies, but it's so funny. I was just like, I've seen them all, but I don't know if I've seen Holiday Inn. I've seen White Christmas, which I'm not that into. I guess I got to put this one back. Sorry. Wasn't thinking. So we're going to replace it with, that was just some story time then. All right, we're going to replace it with this. The Preacher's Wife, which I believe is a remake of The Bishop's Wife. Is that right? Here we have Denzel as an angel, and he's trying to hook up Whitney Houston and the preacher here. And this is a Penny Marshall film. How about that, Penny Marshall? You love her from such things as We're Gonna Make Our Dreams Come True, Doing It Our Way. Laverne and Shirley, and she directed A League of Our Own. She also has a fun cameo appearance in the Sanderson sisters, the 3 witches, in the film Hocus Pocus. Yeah, she's in that movie. They think she's Medusa. This movie, I remember watching it my most recent time when we put it in the calendar and thinking it felt a little disjointed. It felt very 90s, right? Like, I don't think this movie would be, if it were to come out today, would be considered that great, because it just kind of felt a little maybe pieced together, broken apart, like there was maybe some studio interference in terms of like pacing, and ultimately it turned into odd pacing. That's kind of what I remember most about it. I remember just kind of being a little bit disappointed in it and thinking it wasn't as great as I was hoping it was going to be, because I know it's such a classic and such a staple for many families around Christmas time. But Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up. Next we have Little Women, the 90s version. Look at that, 2 films directed by women here, because this is directed by Gillian Armstrong. Gillian Armstrong, right there. Of all the Little Women films that I have seen, this one is my favorite. The Greta Gerwig one just didn't quite do it for me. I think some of it was casting. I didn't feel like the casting of the characters was quite right. Like the ages, when looking at them objectively, like maybe the ages of them were accurate, but looking at them objectively didn't fit for me. Kind of like, have you ever seen the show Seventh Heaven? How Jessica Biel was cast as the older daughter, the oldest daughter, even though she was the second youngest. The oldest daughter in the show was made second youngest. So, the oldest actor was made second, and then Jessica Biel, who was not the oldest, was made oldest just because objectively that's how they looked. And I feel like with the Greta Gerwig one, that was sort of something I was wrestling with while I was watching that movie. I was like, the ages just seem all wrong here. Especially objectively, Florence Pugh's voice to me is actually kind of like mine right now, where it's a little like I've lost my voice a little bit. So I don't know, her voice wasn't young enough. And here what they do is they have Kirsten Dunst in here playing a young version of whatever the heck her name is, and then they recast her for the older one. They didn't do that for the Greta Gerwig one, and I think that's one of the reasons I kind of struggled with that film a little bit. Very minor issue, but still. My favorite part of this is the Christmas orange. The Christmas orange. She has that line, the Christmas orange. We got Winona Ryder in this. We got Claire Danes. We got all sorts of people in this. Good film here. Next we have It's a Wonderful Life. It's odd that this is, maybe I shouldn't say it's odd that it's a Christmas movie, but it's just funny, like when you watch it and then you're like, so much of this movie is not Christmas, right? That's just kind of funny. I think that's kind of interesting. But yeah, this movie is an all-time classic. It's so good. I remember my dad and stepmom had a colorized version of it on VHS. I have the black and white here. I don't even know if I've ever seen the colorized version. And I believe this one gained a lot of popularity because it was being shown on television year after year after year. So it just became naturally an American favorite, a family favorite, one that was watched yearly. It was tradition. And, you know, we held on to it in our calendar for a long time, but we've kind of taken it out. We don't watch it as much anymore, but it's great. It's emotional at the end. I mean, I totally get why people tear up. I think the first time I ever saw a tear fall from my dad's eye was watching this movie. Pretty sure. It was either that or Rudy. Anyway. So yeah, how are we going to rank these? I think this is what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to go with Little Women first. The score on this is so good. This is one of my wife's favorite movies, so it's always in our calendar every year. And yeah, just watching it with her over and over and over again has caused me to like it. And also, again, that score is fantastic. And then I'm going to go It's a Wonderful Life next. Some of that's just because maybe overexposure. Like, I've seen it so many times and it takes so long to really feel Christmassy. But, you know, maybe objectively it is the best movie. Actually, this one's kind of the same way. It's not Christmassy all throughout. So, you know, I'm not trying to, I'm calling this one out, but this one's the same way. This one's the same way. If we're going based on Christmas, The Preacher's Wife's the one. The Preacher's Wife's the movie. If we're ranking this based on Christmas content, The Preacher's Wife is the one to pick. But I'm going to go ahead and pick Little Women. Also, Batman's in this, Christian Bale. So I'm going to go Little Women, followed by It's a Wonderful Life, and then The Preacher's Wife. Wow, rhyming. It's a Wonderful Life, The Preacher's Wife. So this is my ranking right here. But my question is, have you seen these movies, these three right here? And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all three, how would you rank them? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. And perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout. First snowfall of the season.
And it's so good.
Yeah. All right, let's go back inside.